Welcome to the August episode of Hingham Happenings. I'm your host, Katherine Collins. Let's take a look at what's coming up on this episode of Hingham Happenings. Hingham residents enjoy a taste of the community. Folks gathered for the Rotary Golf Tournament. Pan Mass Challenge hosts a South Shore Kids Ride. Betty Foley is celebrated with a retirement party. Classes are held at the Hingham Memorial Bell Tower. All this and more coming up on Hingham Happenings. The Taste of Hingham has been a delicious tradition here since 2004. Downtown Hingham turns into an outdoor festival, showcasing local restaurants, food purveyors, merchants, artists, and so much more. Let's see what's cooking.
Everyone comes together in the community to have some good food from the community, places that are local, but also places like Trader Joe's. And the money that's raised goes to agencies on the South Shore, like Dove and Interfaith Social Services, Father Bill's, all different sorts of organizations. Our men's group at Hingham Congregational Church is really the key committee or board that heads up Taste of Hingham. So I understand that they use their networking and contacts to be in touch with businesses, restaurants, musicians, and find out who would like to be at Taste of Hingham and how they'd like to support the event.
This is the Taste of Hingham. It's the 13th year for Taste of Hingham. The primary purpose of Taste of Hingham is to generate activity for our business community, particularly the merchants and the restaurants. We actually start our planning for Taste of Hingham, which is in May, the weekend before Memorial Day. We start our planning the last week in January, and we start by sending out mail cards to all of the businesses and restaurants to hold the date open, and then we meet weekly. Then on the day of the event, we have a lot of men that come 8 o'clock in the morning and start cleaning and setting up the street with all the tables, things of that type. And then we have roughly 60 people that are busy working in shifts, selling tickets at the entry points. Because when you process about 3,000, 3,500 people, that's a lot of ticket activity in a very short period of time. We have a raffle on this event. They get a card. I have one in my pocket. They get a little card, and it opens up. It lists all of the restaurants with their phone numbers, people that have donated money, and then the 6 categories that people can vote for their favorite chowder or their entree that they like, the vegetarian dishes, the dessert, things of that type.
I think it's really become an institution. This is a year after year. I look forward to it, and I'm not a resident, but it is a way to sort of announce the arrival of spring and summer. I see a lot of new additions here this year. Tesla is here, which is pretty cool. And there are some new businesses that are located regionally as well, not just businesses that are in Hingham, but in the surrounding towns as well. There are a lot of visitors here from Cohasset, Boston, Abington that we've talked to already. So I think it's a way of, I think, showcasing the town of Hingham and what a beautiful place it is.
It provides us a means of reaching out to the community and sharing our talents with them, and it's just wonderful for us to see. We're all smiling through the afternoon. Children coming up with their ice creams and their pizza and dancing, doing little hulas and everything while we're playing. I have 2 daughters who live in Hingham, and they get not only to come with their own children, but they see all of their friends, and the kids see each other. It's wonderful. And this year it seems to be the biggest crowd ever. It's always been well attended, but today it was really compressed for a long period of time. Even late in the afternoon, there was still a line for people paying to come in.
Today, I mentioned the bobolinos, which was our main dish. We also had another dish, which was a pork belly, almost like a jam or a spread. And then on top of that, we did cheddar cheese curds. And then on top of that was fig jam and pea tendrils. That was a hit. We also have a wonderful pea guacamole. That's a guacamole that's made from fresh English peas and not avocado. I'm a cheese shop, so I've got great artisanal cheeses. Today we sampled a truffle cheddar from Ford Farm in England, and then I also sampled a local cheese to Vermont, which is called Alehouse cheddar. It has a little bit of ale in it.
We made over 1,000 the frozen yogurt samples, in the sample cups. Our samples are like running out really fast. So yeah, I have to run back to the store and get more here.
I just really think the most beneficial thing is just getting out there and really talking to your customers without the counter in front of you, for all of us.
What I really am delighted with is all the shops in downtown Hingham are full, and we have a healthy community downtown, and that's what really makes me happy.
I love this event, and I look forward to many, many more.
Yeah, it's always fun. If it wasn't fun, we wouldn't be doing it.
The South Shore Country Club hosted a golf tournament for the Hingham Rotary Club to raise money for SNAP. Many people were thrilled to be a part of this great event that raised money for such a worthy cause. Let's take a look.
So this is the second time that SNAP and the Hingham Rotary have paired up together to do the golf tournament. We had a successful one last year, and the proceeds will help to fund the SNAP summer program that's held here at the South Shore Country Club.
We're raising money for the Rotary Club, but this year's proceeds are going towards SNAP, which is Special Needs Athletic Partnership, and they work with disabled kids throughout the town of Hingham and provide athletic programs that they can kind of get involved in.
This event's been going on for at least 7 years. The last 2 years we've done it with Special Needs Athletic Program, and other years we've chosen other charities to partner up with.
The way we kind of got together was interesting. Me and one of the other Rotarians were here for dinner one night, and the SNAP people were having an event in the room over there, and Elio from the club here just says, "Oh, you guys need to get involved with this organization." And so that day we walked in, and we were able to give them a sponsorship check that night for another type event that we were doing, and the partnership just grew from there, which has been great.
I have a daughter that is a freshman at Hingham High, and she has special needs. And so there's been a need for this, not only in Hingham, but everywhere, to have an athletic program geared and adapted toward kids with special needs. The financial support we get from the Rotary is tremendous. We take on a lot. Oftentimes we need adaptive equipment, we need special people in place to run programs. And I think in terms of the Rotary, we did a presentation and talked about the number of children we have that can participate in SNAP. And even just in Hingham, the number is close to 800 children. And they really saw a need and joined partnerships with us. It's a beautiful golf course, and the people here are very easy to work with. The SNAP program actually holds their summer program here. So we host a camp-like program here for all the special needs children in Hingham, and we just recently expanded it to the surrounding towns. So it's nice to give back to have it at a golf course that also supports the SNAP efforts.
If you've ever been to South Shore Country Club, you know why. It's a great venue. The town owns it. We have our meetings here every week. They do a phenomenal job of not only hosting this tournament, but there's a tournament here pretty much every Monday, and they just do an excellent job, and there's no better place to have it.
The Rotary Club is based off of the premise of service above self. So we don't just help one organization, we actually help several. We do some scholarships in the Hingham schools, for instance. We've helped on several different charitable organizations throughout the town and throughout the world. So it's an international organization. So it's a 501c3, so all the donations that come through our organization goes directly out to the cause, which is one of our best kind of selling points.
The Rotary Club affects the community by the deeds that we do. We support many, many things. We support Christmas in the Square. We provide the phone book for people. We fund a lot of behind-the-scenes things. We do 3 Hingham scholarships for graduating seniors. So there's many things that we do, and that's why fundraisers like today are so important.
You can go on our website, www.hinghamrotary.com. So that's one way. Come to a meeting. We meet here at the Country Club every Thursday night from 6 to about 8 o'clock. Then if you're interested in joining and becoming a member, we can definitely walk you through that process.
I just want them to know how many special needs children benefit from the SNAP program. We do things like crew, we do basketball, we do baseball, we even did skating. These programs would never be available without the SNAP program. And it's nice also too for the parents that sit on the sidelines and talk and share thoughts, and you're touching so many people, so many people. And we have a lot of people on the board that don't even have special needs children, and they will tell you it's the most rewarding program they're a part of.
First of all, it's not about Rotary, it's what we can do with the funds, and it's about the kids. And Rotary is an organization. Our motto is service above self. You join it because it's the right thing to do and you want to help. And anybody that any age, we're always looking for new members and people who want to pitch in and get involved.
Just thanks very much for everyone who's provided their support already for SNAP, and we look forward to a great tournament today.
At Wampatuck State Park, hundreds of kids made their way out to ride and defeat cancer. All the money raised went to the Jimmy Fund, a part of the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Everyone was thrilled to be a part of this uplifting day while putting safety first.
Today we are hosting the 10th anniversary of our PMC South Shore Kids Ride, and at Wampatuck State Park we've got a beautiful day, and we have over 400 riders riding for the Jimmy Fund at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and they've all done fundraising. There's a $25 minimum fundraising fee that they all have to raise. This ride benefits specifically the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute through their Jimmy Fund. All the money from the Pan Mash Challenge goes to the Dana-Farber. Last year they raised $45 million they have a huge bike ride in August that's mostly adults, and about 5,000 riders, and then there are about 36 Pan Mash Challenge kids rides across Massachusetts. So all of that gets funneled in, and last year they raised $45 million. And this year's goal is $46 million. So we're part of this large group.
We start preparing in January. We all get together, the coordinators, and start meeting. We look back at our past rides to see what has worked well, what we need to tweak. So we start meeting monthly in January. As we get closer to the ride, we meet weekly. Preparing, we start about a week before, really getting all the bags together, all the things that we actually need. So we showed up here yesterday, took a lot of registrations yesterday, and then this morning we started at 5 a.m. unloading trucks and just setting up tables and tents.
Well, my role started when I got here around 5 and starting to organize the course, put down all the chalk to define the loops, got the buckets, put the stakes in so we could define the course. Once we get it set up, then it's managing it, making sure all the volunteers that are here with me help make the flow go smoothly. What we're most concerned about is the individual that stops in the middle, right in front of everyone else, the individual that turns to go the wrong way, or the parents rushing out to protect their kid, which disrupts everyone else. So it's a challenge, but it's enjoyable.
We have 5 different loops. The Tykes loop is in the parking lot right here, so they can ride around as many times as they want or once. We have a 1-mile loop that kids can choose to ride as many times as they can in an hour. We have a 4-mile loop that they usually can ride about 2 or 3 times. And then we have 2 mountain bike loops, one 3-mile and 6-mile, and they go out for the duration of the hour.
So there are fabulous raffle prizes. There's lots of fabulous vendors that give free food and free ice cream, and there's areas for small children. There's face painting. There's musicians playing. So there are communities from all over the South Shore that come together, and we all know each other. We recognize each other from team names. And what other way can you bring all of these kids together from all different schools, parents from all different towns,
I think that this event raises awareness about cancer. Cancer touches every single person's life, and an event like this, which is family-oriented, which has kids go out and exercise with their bikes, go out there, raise money, go out into the community and really, spread the word that there's events like this going on because of our commitment to fight cancer and to make sure once and for all that we get rid of it.
And Ann-Louise and I have witnessed where this money directly goes to. We have both had children that have suffered from cancer. And Ann-Louise also has a child that is a survivor. And both of our families have been participant riders in this PMC, as well as in the adult PMC. So at this particular moment, we have
$43,888.34 as of 9:45.
But our goal is 70,000. And we will make it. And everybody can fundraise until September 1st.
PMC.org, and you can go under either the home rides or the kids rides. They'll also list all the rides by town, and you can go right under Hingham.
We're together for one thing, which is let's find a cure for cancer, and let's start doing it today.
Betty Foley has been the Assistant Town Administrator for Hingham for the past 25 years. Friends, colleagues, family gathered together at the South Shore Country Club to wish her well in retirement. It really was very heartwarming to see. Thank you so much, Betty, for all your service. We wish you the best.
Betty Foley, who has been the Assistant Town Administrator for the town for 25 years, is retiring. She has been a pillar of Town Hall over that 25 years.
Betty is a rare breed in our world of municipal managers in that she has the respect, the very obvious respect of the residents and business owners, taxpayers in general, as well as the staff. And that's blatantly obvious by walking around this town with her. At town meeting, it was like I was with the Queen of England, and everywhere she went, people wanted to shake her hand. And it tells a lot about the character and the skills and the talent of Betty Foley.
I pulled together some friends that I knew felt the same way about Betty, and spoke to the people at Town Hall and told them that we wanted to do this, and they were in agreement. They said Betty didn't want to have a party, and we sat Betty down and told her we were having a party no matter what.
It's good fun. A lot of people that would work together over the years all assembled. It makes you reflect on how much has occurred in the last quarter century and how integral Betty was to it for so many of us.
I think they'll see more of her, because, her husband's going to speak, and, I think people learn little bits of you when they work with you, but they don't see the whole picture. And I think by having so many people getting up to speak and talking from their point of view, you'll get a much more complete picture of Betty.
I've known Betty since our children went to school, so I knew her before she became a town administrator. She's always been active in her church, in the community, with the Hingham Food Pantry, and just a go-to person if you have a need. She knows where it is, particularly after 25 years at Town Hall.
She's calm, she's steady, she's reliable. She has a wonderful, sly Irish sense of humor, which she can pull out whenever it's appropriate, and helps to lighten the tensions in a room when there's a lot going on.
She's just been a wonderful treasure to our family, a wonderful daughter-in-law to my mother. We just love her to death, and we're so happy for us that she's retiring, but sad for the town of Hingham because I feel she's irreplaceable.
Well, assistant town administrators, they say in the White House, the staff works at the pleasure of the president. Well, the assistant town administrators work at the pleasure of the town administrator and the Board of Selectmen.
Betty was our primary person for dealing with the media. She also was the person who was in charge of coordinating our warrant, our town meeting activities, worked with the moderator, worked with the advisory committee.
One of the major jobs is to put together the town warrant for our annual town meeting. So she works closely with the Board of Selectmen and the advisory committee to make sure all of the articles have been reviewed, voted on, and that the comments have been turned in. And then it's reviewed by the town moderator and sent out to everybody in town. An enormous task of herding a lot of people into getting the job done.
It's a good thing to recognize someone who has contributed over and above the call of duty to the quality of the life we all enjoy in Hingham.
And what Betty was always about was helping someone solve a problem in town hall or whatever was needed with St. Paul's or the Hingham Food Pantry. And our banner up here says, thank you for 25 years of service to the people of Hingham, not just the town of Hingham, but the people of Hingham.
I'm looking forward to talking to her when she's not at the center of the action, because I suspect that she's still going to be one of the best sources as to what's going on at Town Hall.
Betty is the woman you can go to in a crisis, and she remains calm and helps you figure out how to get what you need to get done. So she will be sorely missed by the town and all the employees at Town Hall and all of the volunteers too.
Beginner classes were held at Hingham Memorial Bell Tower for students interested in learning about the art of change ringing. Change ringing is the process of hitting tuned bells in a controlled manner to affect the variation of their sounding order. Let's see what we can learn.
Stand.
Well, we have our change bell ringing class today. Very different than chiming bells, where they just hang straight down and you hit them on the side. The change ringing is swinging the bells a full 360 degrees and trying to control them through the rope so that when they get to the very top of their swing, you pause them momentarily, and then you can change the positions of which bell rings next. So instead of hearing the bells ring sort of in that constant order, ding, 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 you can hear them ring in a changed order, ding, 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 ding.
Well, this is one of the last classes we're having. We're doing a series of 10 classes for new students, and we normally ring on Tuesday evenings, but we're doing it on Saturdays for more convenient for everybody. And we were fortunate enough to get about 10 students, and we've been working at it, trying to, hopefully a majority of them will stay with us, and we'll expand our efforts.
Some of the bell ringers here who have been ringing here for a number of years wanted to increase the number of bell ringers, and they decided, let's teach a class. Actually, a lot of them were taught by me many years ago in a similar class. So they decided the model works. Let's do it again.
There are 10 lessons, and we are now on lesson number 8. And Dan is the instructor. And basically, there are 2 strokes: hand stroke and back stroke. And we started with hand stroke, and then you know, each student has a spotter, and once you learn hand stroke and backstroke, you can actually ring a bell. So those were the first few lessons, and we meet here every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, and it's an hour. It's a great group, all ages, people from all walks of life, and so the structure is, or has been, once we learn to ring the bell, then it's setting the bell, which is setting the bell up and then bringing the bell down. We haven't really started to ring rounds yet, just a little bit. That's what we're starting to learn now.
Each of the bells is a replica or bears an inscription of a bell that would have been heard by the early settlers before they left Hingham, England. So all of the bells, you'll see inscriptions on them that say, no, I'm from Norfolk, England, or I'm from Hingham, England. They're actually not copies of the bells, but they copy the inscriptions. So I think the nice thing about these bells is that they kind of ring for Old Hingham and New Hingham. And they're rung for weddings, they're rung for funerals, they're rung for 4th of July celebrations, and just for the pure pleasure of ringing. The class is like a community because it's a cross-section of the community. We have people from all over town who are ringing here, and some of us knew each other, some of us didn't, so it brought us together. We made new friends. I think you probably saw while we were ringing that we were all rooting for each other. It does bring people together. It's really kind of nice. And people actually hear the bells when they come up into the tower. And actually a person who learned to ring today, or rang for the first time today, actually found us by just walking by and coming into the tower.
It's intellectual, it's musical, the tower is historic. I like the group. I like that they're people who I would never ordinarily meet, and it's just very different.
At some point, I'm gonna get the calluses I need to be a really good ringer, and hopefully folks will come down and join us.
I think it's just really nice that a bunch of really neat people have gotten together to learn kind of an ancient art and keeping it alive in the 21st century, and making friends while they're doing it, and making a joyful noise.
Well, that's all for this month, but be sure to tune in next time for another exciting episode of Hingham Happenings. Oh, but if you have any suggestions for a future episode, please email us at hinghamhappenings@hinghammedia.org. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.